What's up, everybody? So, um, Jerry and Junior and them were threatening me outside just a minute ago, and apparently I'm given an hour left to live. So, um, there's an oath that I want to remind everybody of why I do what I do. Okay? So, my family is military, and we have about every branch of military in my family, and some cops in my family. So there's an oath that military people take when they join the military, and I wanted to read it. So it says, I blank do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Foreign means other nations, domestic means within the United States. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed. So this is the oath of enlistment and the Army values. So when you enlist, you take an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And I will bear true faith and allegiance to do the same. And then, in case everyone doesn't remember because they don't do this anymore, but it used to be I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So we used to have to pledge our allegiance to the United States of America in school growing up, and they don't do that anymore. And then there's the military oath to protect against foreign and domestic terrorists. Now, when it comes to the word domestic terrorism, okay, let's see. Definition of domestic terrorism. All right. Okay, domestic terrorism. Domestic terrorism or homegrown terrorism is a form of terrorism which victims within a country are targeted by a pre perpetrator bleh, with the same citizenship as the victims. There are various different definitions of terrorism with no universal agreement about it. So, for domestic terrorism, it is someone who terrorizes a victim with the same citizenship as you. So, if someone is terrorizing you, whether it be a gang member or a stalker or a criminally insane person, why would they not be charged with domestic terrorism if they are terrorizing you and your family? So then we're going to go. Um, 12 traits of a serial killer. 12 traits of a serial killer. superficial charm, manipulation, power junkie, childhood trauma, antisocial behavior, an average Joe, lack of empathy, fantasies. They have fantasized. They fantasize about what they're going to do to their victims. Bedwetting and animal cruelty. Let's see. Lack of remorse. The manipulator, voyeurism, narcissism, persistent violent fantasies, egotistical bragger rat. I don't know what that means. Psychopath versus psychotic, poor impulse control, and narcissism. Those are all traits, 12 traits of a serial killer. So if someone is guilty of domestic terrorism, such as gang members and people who want to pollute the community and harm innocent children and harm women and destroy families, and they stalk and prey their victims and terrorize them and, pollute the neighborhoods, then why would you not charge them with domestic terrorism? If domestic terrorism is terrorizing someone to the point of a mental breakdown or terrorizing and humiliating someone into bullying them into submission or to keep their mouth shut or to terrorize their family into to the point to where they're like absolutely going crazy and their whole family is being terrorized by one or two groups of people, then why would you not charge them with domestic terrorism? And over in England, they have mental hospitals for the criminally insane. Now, it has been proven statistically that violent offenders are very seldom ever rehabilitated. The statistics just show it. So, and the statistics also show that pedophiles are not able to be rehabilitated. They are repeated offenders and they are criminally insane. Their brains do not work right. So, why not open up mental hospitals to house the criminally insane people? Because they are a disruption and a threat to the rest of the community and to the rest of the innocent civilians within that community. So, if someone is being terrorized and their life is on the line and their family's lives are on the line, why would you not charge them with domestic terrorism? That is terrorism, to terrorize someone mentally, physically, everything. Like, that is terrorism. And, especially if someone can't even feel safe to leave their own house, that is terrorism. And, it's not okay for them to feel like they're walking around with a target on their back 24/7. Nobody should have to live that way and live in constant fear. So the fact that, you know, the to the point of where it becomes life threatening for someone And this person has not just one attempt, but multiple and multiple and multiple attempts. They should be charged with domestic terrorism. And they should be housed as the criminally insane and not let back in to society. Maybe if the police and the government work on controlling gang violence and controlling, repeated offenders and made stricter laws and stop putting them back out on the streets, then maybe the world would be a little bit of a safer place. But you need to think of something to do with the repeated offenders and the people who are known to be gang members and who are just going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again because they're killing innocent civilians every day and ruining families and destroying kids' childhoods. And something needs to be done about it. Something needs to be done about it. We need stricter laws to put the foot down, to control, to give the police back the control to control the streets and not keep letting the gangs get away with controlling the streets. If they would house them as criminally insane and make the sentences longer and stronger, then they might think two times or, think three more times before they do something stupid. And it just needs to stop. Like, when my husband and Scoop and them attacked me, they said that they were doing it because I was a real black one, because I wore the color black. Well, I never even knew that my husband was in a gang until I met his family after being married for 14 years. So, wanting to kill somebody over a color on their shirt or a color that they wear and then terrorize the family is kind of like domestic terrorism. Like, you're terrorizing and destroying a family and you're hurting innocent kids and people's lives are on the stake. And they need to house people uh, for the criminally insane and clean up the streets and take back control of the streets to keep the citizens safe and to make people safer. They should not be able to or have to walk around like feeling like there's a constant target on their back if they're not affiliated. They just shouldn't have to. So that's all I'm saying. Y'all need to work on that. Because then people like me wouldn't be stuck this way. Wouldn't be stuck this way. And it wouldn't have happened. Yeah, it wouldn't have happened. So, just an opinion. Peace.